Hey y'all, hey! Welcome to another episode of the DCI Takeover Show. For everybody who's just tuning in, I am your host, one of your hosts, Miss Kayla. As always, we are spotlighting some of our dope entrepreneurs out here, people who are doing their thing, making a name for themselves out here, trying to create that generational wealth, all that good stuff. So this lady is no different. I have Ashley here. Ashley is the owner of Ashley K. Hi, Ashley.
Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley K-A-Y.
K-A-Y.
K-A-Y. And so I actually am the owner of K88 Productions, which is my media production company.
Okay, yes. Okay. Well, before we get into the good stuff, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I just turned 34, actually, about a week and a half ago, November 8th. So shout out to all the Scorpio. So thank you. So I was born and raised in Detroit, but now I currently live in the suburbs of Detroit. Still Detroit. But I'm an actress. I am a writer. I'm a director, producer, all around filmmaker, creative. I've done hosting stuff on podcasts and whatnot. So I mean, I'm pretty much an all around creative.
Okay. What do you love most about being a creative?
To be able to be honest of how I view the world, and to be able to put that into stories, and even in my performances as an actress, whether it's on stage or on film, but to basically tell the story in which it will relate and connect to humans, whether it's through joy, through pain, through sadness, through anger. But really, it's just about being honest and being able to get people to see themselves within whatever it is that I create or whatever it is that I'm performing in.
Got you. So do you have like a favorite role that you've played, whether on stage or on film?
There's quite a few. I will say there was a play that I did back in August of 2017. It's called Lost and Found, and it was written and directed by Detroit's own Andre Bicey.
Okay.
And it follows the story of this girl named Sharice, and that was the role that I played. She was the lead actress, or the lead character in this story, and basically she was sexually abused by her stepfather. And because she never dealt with the actual issues and the trauma, that it caused her to basically become this very promiscuous woman who basically just made everything like she was a victim to her own pain and to her own tragedies, and the men that she brought into it. She kind of destroyed them in a way. But I think the reason why it was my favorite is because it allowed me to be very raw and to be very honest, because sometimes with it being it was a faith-based play in a way. Like there was a message of faith in there, but what I appreciated about the writer who wrote this piece is that he didn't want to do this in a church in particular, because a lot of times you'll see performances like this, especially when you're dealing with somebody on that level. They always try to water it down, and we don't want to offend the church and all this other stuff. But I respected him for that, because it allowed me to really actually showcase the vulnerability of this woman, especially through the way she talked, the way she dressed, the way that she handled men. And I had the time of my life doing that role. Yes, I did.
Now, was that a role that was kind of like completely out of your character, out of who you are?
I would
personally
say,
or did you kind of relate somewhat?
There were parts to her that I actually could relate to, in a way, not completely, but just understanding that as a woman and what we deal with in society, especially when it comes to men and how men look at us, or how we're treated when we kind of free ourselves in a sexual manner.
That's be crazy. Y'all free yourselves all the time. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Go ahead.
Yes, no, but I definitely, there were parts of her that I definitely, was able to relate to. Most
Now
definitely.
let's get into your business,
Mhm.
your company. How did that start?
So it started back in, I want to say 2014. It was 2014 when I actually wrote my very first short film, which was titled Happy to Be. That pretty much is what started it all.
Mhm.
Because even though I was always an actress, I always sort of had this underlying desire for being a writer and being a director too. So I've always wrote stuff. Like I write short stories, wrote poetry. I even wrote a few rap songs when I was like in middle school.
Did you?
Yeah, they were terrible though. Very terrible. I'm pretty sure like my mom threw the book away, but if I still had it, I'd probably go back and like, what was that?
I love it.
Yes. But from that point on, like in between, like I would go in and out of acting. So it's kind of like in parallel, but I really wanted to start a production company where I am able to create content that allows artists, especially actors, to challenge themselves, because I do see a lot, in the Detroit film community, even though it is growing and there's a numerous amount of projects that's being put out there, but I just don't see a lot of projects that actually allows creatives to represent themselves in a way where it shows all facets and all levels of what they're able to bring. And so that's pretty much why I created. Well, originally it was K Productions, but then I just rebranded it this year, K88 Productions.
K88 Productions.
Yep.
Okay. So you said you've always been writing. What's something that you've taken away from being on the acting side that you've kind of used with you on the writer director side?
So I feel like they all kind of gel and go hand in hand, because I do find it that it's a lot easier for me to kind of I guess explain to the actor, even though that's not the word that I'm looking for, but I can't get it right now. But to be able to articulate to an actor as far as like being able to understand the psyche of the character that they're portraying, and how to get there and understand the why, because there's always a why to how a character gets into the position that they're in, and how their why affects the other characters that surround them in the story, and how things can change drastically, and just everything isn't just good versus evil, and then it's just like, oh, let's just go ahead and have this solution to this conflict, and boom, everything is just great. And that it doesn't work like that. So, and I've always been able to be very, very intuitive to how a character thinks, because it's not just, for me, it's not just about memorizing lines and then just like throwing emotions on it. And you have to like it. There's a lot that goes into, especially like the body language and like really the mind, the voice. It's a huge undertaking.
Listen, I wish, it's so funny because that we are even having this conversation, because we are in the middle of getting ready for our third play this year.
All right.
Oh Holy Night. Now we're doing a Christmas play. We're actually rehearsing, getting ready to start.
Okay.
And so we did this year, we've done Nobody Once a Week Man, and we did Nobody Once a Week Woman. I was on the acting side and Nobody Once a Week Man. First play, first of all.
Okay.
First time. Oh my goodness.
Congrats.
Oh my goodness. Learning and so as a new actress, I was coming in like, okay, I need to know my lines. I need to know my lines. I need to remember my lines. I need to know, I need to memorize. And so our director, Silas, he's always explained like, do you know what's happening in the scene? Have you actually taken time just to read through, just to see like what's really going on?
Right.
I'm like, no, I was so busy trying to remember. I just know I'm supposed to say this. I just know that I come after she say that. I'm supposed to say this.
Right.
No, but then you don't even know. You're so focused on learning your lines, you don't even understand what's happening. So therefore, you can't even bring out the emotion that you're supposed to have right there. But if you understood what was happening, then they'll kind of follow. Your actions will kind of follow it because you know the story. So, girl, listen, we've been learning. We are learning exactly what you said. It is true.
Yes.
It
Yes,
is.
it is.
It is so true. So, do
Mhm.
you like doing one more than the other? Do you like directing versus acting more, or you kind of like?
Where I'm at right now, I'm kind of, I will say it's a battle between acting and writing,
And
but I
writing.
think writing has just maybe a smidge bit over the acting, just right at this point, only
Mhm.
because there's I have a short film out right now called Forgive Us Not, and it's basically been on the film festival tour. I actually just got back from LA a few days ago where we scored 2 awards at the Peach Theater and
Yes.
Film Festival. Thank you.
Congratulations.
One for Black Excellence in Best Short Film and also Best Director. So for me, it's just like writing. You just have the ability to create, and you have the power and the ability to kind of shape and mold your characters
Mhm.
and give them the direction as to where you want the story to go.
Yeah.
So with that, I also have a soap opera series that I
Do you?
created. Yes.
Like a
So-
general hospital?
Like
You got
Young
a
and the
real-
Restless type. Yes. Like
Really?
soap operas are like embedded into me mainly because number one, I was named after a soap opera character, Ashley Abbott from
Okay.
YNR. So, and I grew up watching soap operas.
Okay.
I'm one of your fans.
So,
Hey!
hey!
How you doing? I've
I'm
been waiting to
good.
meet you. How you been?
Oh, I've been good. How you been?
Good, good. I'm sorry for barging.
Okay.
Yes, but I have 10 episodes completed. It took me about a year to write it.
Mhm.
Actually, well, to be honest, it took, I would say, 3.5 years to even get to the point to writing it because the title came first.
Okay.
Which that was kind of a funny ordeal of how I even got the title for it. So it took me 3.5 years to actually get a story to match the title. Once
Gotcha.
I got that, then I was able to basically write the series, which this is actually the first series that I wrote and complete because I mainly wrote shorts. And of course, I have a few feature films that I've yet to touch that I wrote. So it was challenging, but
It sounds like it. To write your own soap,
mm-hmm.
that's a lot. Like you got to keep these stories going.
Exactly. Now it's just
And more than one, like so you have more than one story going on at a time. You know how on the soaps.
oh yeah, absolutely. The beautiful part about this is that this actually does follow like traditional soap opera formatting. So each episode is pretty much 30 minutes long. Well,
Okay.
in a range between 25 to 30 minutes, because usually you know how television is like between 20 to 25 minutes because of commercials and all that other stuff. And so, yeah, the storylines, they weave in and out and they connect, but they also have that cliffhanger ending, which that's the major key to soap operas.
Is
the
that out
cliffhanger
right now?
hanging. No, because right now we're in the process of trying to get funding for it. That has been the biggest battle. Is getting the funding, but I know it's coming because I don't put it out there in the atmosphere, and I'm a believer. I have what I speak. So whoever wants to invest $50,000 into this project,
$50,000. Yeah,
okay,
y'all better donate.
That's nothing. Because I keep getting people that's asking me like, "Oh, well, when are your auditions for the next thing?" And I'm like, as soon as I get money.
Right.
You know, because like projects I've done before, I've been able to invest out of my own pocket. So, but as I'm growing and elevating and wanting to expand, like I just realized like I don't got $50,000 rolling around the bank. I mean, I will in the future, but as of right now, yeah, that's not there. So
y'all need to help this. I really want to see this project. Oh my goodness.
And I'm ready to see this.
You're ready for it too.
Yes.
Okay. So now the film that you have out now that you just got your awards for.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So that actually derived from a very short play, which was a part of a showcase from a theater company that I used to be associated with in the Metro Detroit area called Black and Brown Theater.
Okay.
They did the showcase called Our Voices. The very first one I was an actor on. So the second time around, I came on as a writer and a director. So during we had about maybe 4 weeks of like writing sessions before we actually, you know, got our cast and did like this very, very short, you know, rehearsal process that led up to the performance. So this was like 2019 of October. And so I had something that I had in mind that I wanted to write, but this was also around the time of the Amber Geiger trial, which, you know, that was, of course, when she shot and killed, you know, Botham, the young man from Dallas. And so the whole reaction of the verdict and just how the Black people that were in the room, the judge and the jurors were just kind of just like, you know, coddling her and just empathizing with her. It pissed me off to the point where it almost drove me to tears, because I'm just like, I'm sick of seeing this.
Right.
And I'm sick of seeing the fact that every time something happens to one of our Black brothers and sisters, is that we just automatically jump to the side that, oh, we got to forgive the people that did this to us. And it's just like, no, because not everybody feels that way. And so
that's true.
That prompted me to where, you know, basically the Holy Spirit was just like, well, you know, write about it. So I basically wrote off of the expression of the pain of where a lot of Blacks, they can't forgive. And there are folks out there who feel like, why should we forgive them? Because they're going to continue to keep doing this to us over and over again, because they know that we're not going to retaliate, or we're not going to stand our ground. So then it just kind of just like grew, you know, into its own special thing, where there is just a lot of things that actually ended up coming out of that short piece. So it performed at the Redford Theater on my birthday, November 8th. Yes, it did. And got a great response from people that were there. And so I had the idea of it turning it into a one-act play. Okay. But then COVID came. So, you know, that kind of shut everything down.
Everything down.
Yes. So I think this was October of 2020, when I went to go visit my mentor, Marilyn McCormick, who she is a Tony Award-winning director, and she's also the former drama teacher at Cass Technical High. She basically was like, well, why don't you just go ahead and turn it into a short film? And so I was just like, okay. Because I kind of already started writing part of the main character's speech, which was going to be the opening anyways for the one act. And so I kind of just went back and revamped it, and then I added more stuff to it. And that basically kind of ended up being the opening and for the actual short film. And then just, you know, added a little bit, a few nuances, and then voila, you went into casting, I would say probably after Thanksgiving, like that following month. And then probably within, like, we had 4 or 5 weeks of rehearsal in December. And then the beginning of January 2021, we shot the film, which took 2 days.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, it only took you 2 days to shoot the film?
I was going to try doing it one day, and one of my producers, Kevin, who is also a great friend of mine, because with the very first short film I did, Happy to Be, I shot that pretty much in one day. You know, because again, this is all coming out of my pocket, so it's just like I'm trying to be, you know, smart about the money that I did have to put into this project. And he was just like, no, you're going to do 2 days if you want it to come out the way you want it to come out. And I'm just like,
you're going to do it.
Okay, but I thank God I listened to him.
Yeah, you got it done.
Yes,
you got the job done.
And so it was filmed by a wonderful, awesome cinematographer here in Detroit, my brother, Mr. Charles Kennedy Jr. He basically, like, me and him collectively, like, we saw the vision, and he was also able to enhance the vision, make it even more than what I could ask for. So with that, we had a phenomenal cast. Malachi Lee, who played the lead role of Sharif Rafa. Yes. Chris Collins, who played his opposite, Omar Rutherford. And then we had Marshall Ross. We had Danny McCarthy Jr., Adrian Pope, Steve Davenport, and then also Jamil White. I have to say Jamil because we was down
Jamil?
Jamil. No, because when I was at the festival and I was doing my acceptance speech, they thought I said Jaleel White. And they was like, wait, you had Steve Urkel on your... I'm like, I mean, maybe in a future project, but no, not right now. So
Jamil.
yes, and so we did a private screening for it. We did the private screening for it in August of 2021 at Planet Ant Theater, Detroit. So shout out to Planet Ant Theater because they were one of the very few theaters that was open and that wasn't outrageous and ridiculous with their budgets because a lot of theaters were still kind of like closed at the time because of the pandemic. So shout out to them. The private screening was awesome, and then we premiered it in October on Vimeo for like that whole entire month. And so we did get some people who were able to check it out, and then from that point it's just like okay, I don't know what was next with it because I tried to put it in a few film festivals at that point in time. Basically got rejected by the ones that I did submit to. So then my other producer for the film, Christina Glover, who is also part of SDM Flix, which is a streaming service, Black owned, made here in Detroit. She was able to get the film Forgive Us Not, which is still up there on SDM Flix. So if you guys want to check the film out, sdmflix.com. So that's SDMFLIX.com. It's streaming on there. And then, so it's been up there since. And then, like, literally just probably a few months ago, I literally had people just like reaching out from me from like different film festivals asking me to submit to their festivals and getting accepted. And I'm just like, wait, what's going on? Like, how is this happening? So the LA one that I just came from, that was the first one. So shout out to Pishanda Debo. Who is a wonderful, wonderful woman in the industry for giving me that opportunity to showcase out there in LA. And then I had somebody from Indonesia reach out to me, somebody from Paris, and somebody from Sweden. So now, yes. So it's like, this film is like literally going worldwide. And so I know that that's the Lord's doing.
That you probably didn't expect.
So yeah, that's the Lord. So shout out to God.
Give him all that glory.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you,
Thank
Ashley.
you.
That is major.
Thank you.
So what's next for K88 Productions?
It definitely is a soap opera. So again, money. That's what. So y'all investors, come on out and invest in
she got all these festivals. Everybody calling her, so you know it's gonna be great quality work. What y'all doing?
Absolutely. And then I'm also secretly there's another film that I actually, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and say it.
Oh, we get an exclusive.
So, because I've been trying to keep it hush hush, but I will just say that because a lot of people were wondering what was going to happen with Forgive Us Not, with it being a short. I honestly was just going to leave it at that, but it's been put on my spirit to actually turn it into a feature. So I'm actually in the process of turning Forgive Us Not into feature form. So
can't wait.
That will be coming in the future.
All right, y'all heard it here first on Total Entertainment Radio. Ashley, now before we let you go, please let people know how they can follow you on your social media.
Okay, you guys can follow me on Facebook at Ashley Kay, or you can also follow me on my productions page at K88 Productions LLC. And then on Instagram, you can follow me at that's Ashley Kay. And you can also follow me on my productions page on Instagram to K Productions 88. And then you can, if you want to follow the actual official film page for Forgive Us Not, it's Forgive Us Not Film, and that's all one word.
Forgive Us Not Film. All right. Y'all heard it here first on Total Entertainment Radio. Make sure y'all continue to lock in with us. You will be able to catch this interview on Total Entertainment Radio next week. We're going to drop that date soon. In the meantime, go to www.totalentradio.com. Hit the TEI radio button to take a listen to the station. Follow us on Facebook at Total Entertainment Radio, on Instagram at Total ENT Radio _ If you feel like it, you can also listen to Total Praise Radio, our all Christian, all gospel radio station as well. By doing that, you can still go to the same website, www.totalentradio.com, and hit the Total Praise Radio button. Until next time, everybody, I am your host, Ms. Kayla. We are signing out. Peace.
That was fun.
That was fun.
I was